Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing This is turn 174, and this is on the other side. So I get to be very non-committal and like whatever about these. So that being said, we're still gonna go through these a la how we have been in the recent past, with the kind of like new format of me tallying everything up. But yeah, so we're just trying to defend and do what we can to be a thorn in Lanka's side or Relay's side at this point. Anyways, an arrow has appeared and struck Vamp 44, but he survived. And then we have another. I'm counting these as like assassination attempts, right? Anything that's like remote assassination or remote damage or something like that, I'm counting as that. And then we have an actual assassination attempt against Guru 291. So he's got these vampires that have the black heart, but they also have lifelong protection. So they're all but impossible for the vast majority of my things to face off against. So this is pretty much a foregone conclusion. He's pretty protected, but not gonna be enough. If he had a blessing with regeneration, you know, maybe he could survive long enough to get the vampire to flee, but otherwise, not a chance. Okay, so we lose a Gudu to that assassination attempt. So we are 1 for 1 as far as assassinations go. We have 2 horror attacks, one against a Gudu and one against a vampire. The Gudu loses, which is pretty typical. The vampire also loses, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So we are 0-2 for horrors this particular turn. And then we, of course, have a bunch of battles. We have 1 battle against Relay, so let's watch that one real quick. This is here at Rim Mountains. Relay had a force that was sieging this fortification down. We didn't want to lose the fortification, so we sent a bunch of our spare vampires and some storm demons on over. And we're up against, yeah, fair little chunk of stuff. We got some slave guardians, bunch of water elementals, some troll guards, and there is a queen of the sea here. So that's a bit rough. Let's see how this goes. Obviously, the water elementals will destroy us, but we've got storm demons here. The storm demons can put the hurt on a bunch of people. See, that lightning really fucks people up. So if we can just flood the field with... we already routed the slave guardians. If we can just flood the field with skeletons while these storm demons spit hot fire. They only have 10 rounds, though, so there is that. When that Queen of the Sea is firing back. Youch. Doing cleansing water. Playing. Let's speed this up a little bit. We got a bunch of fights to get through. Okay, we've routed the trolls. We're out of ammunition. We're in it against the water elementals. Looks like we win. We've taken some losses, I think, but looks like we win. What do we got? We lost 6 storm demons, no vampire lords. I'd rather have lost the vampire lords. They'll respawn. The storm demons won't, so that's unfortunate, but is what it is. We win. Okay, so that's our only fight against Relay this turn. So 1-0 versus Relay. Cool. And we have Lanka. We have a bunch of fights, so let's just go on through. We've got some magic phase battles. These are his golems, you know, doing golem things, which is expected. We've got the Soul Slayers, and then we've got the Horror Harmonica, Boyo. So he's going to call horrors, they're going to Soul Slay. We're up against, or he's up against just the remnants of our army trying to get back to so is what it is. The golems are already gone, and the horrors that they summoned are already gone as well. We win, but really we lose because this is just a attrition-based attack. It's not intended to be a win, it's just intended to try to harm us. We lose a Lich, and we lose a Vampire Lord, and that is to Soul Slay, so those are permanent losses, so that's really shit, unfortunately. Well, I think it's to Soul Slay. We can double check, but I'm pretty sure it's to Soul Slay. Just watch for the Soul Slay light to come down. I have not seen the Soul Slay. I mean, it's a pretty obvious, like, beam of light. Alright, well. See who we have dead here. Have any of them as... Okay. Dead here. There's a Mind Slime Horror. Wait. We disintegrated it. How did we die to it? Did it, like, reverse us? Damage reversal. Yeah, it damage reversed us. Does that count? Did we disintegrate ourselves? Like, does that count as a permanent death? Or do we just get the damage reversed? That's interesting. Well, I don't think disintegrate doesn't soul slay anyways, I don't think. So, probably a moot point. Did I miss the other one? Or is it gonna pop up now? Drain lifed. Okay, so no. We killed ourselves on the Mind Slime Horror's damage reversal, not on Soul Slay. So actually, this did very little to us. So that's interesting. And then we get hit in the Realm of Silence. This is just another scenario. This is against a scout, so whatever, no big deal. More battles. We get hit in Green Waters and lose. That's unfortunate, but it is what it is. We attack out. We've got a whole bunch of us raiding out, right? Attack out in Old Man Mountains. When get hit in Flower Meadow Forest, which has stood for a while actually. So unfortunate that we now lose it. We got hit in Sleepy Wolds, and this kind of sucks. So most of the units that are here are units that just fled from the Sinkhole Swamp battle. Like this Lich, Vampire Lord, and Oogaloo, we didn't leave them behind on Sleepy Wolds when we retreated. They routed from Sinkhole Swamp back onto Sleepy Wolds, and then they died here. Fortunately, the Oogaloo, which is kind of the important one, does retreat back to Sinkhole Swamp, so that is nice. But we do lose the Tartarian Cyclops and the Tartarian Titan, which is really unfortunate, honestly. I was really hoping we could kind of get them out, but they kept going crazy, right? Like we couldn't fucking do anything about it. They kept going crazy, and we couldn't move them, which is it. Oh right, these were. Never mind, I take it back. These were already. These were the ones that we couldn't. Gift of Reason. We brought them, and I think we had them on this Lich. He just had them. So, I think in actuality, they just routed with him, probably. So, never mind. I take it back. If this guy, if this Oogaloo, like, okay, he Fog Warriors. If instead of Fog Warriors, he did like Living Fog, but I mean, obviously, he's scripted to do what he's scripted to do. Mists of Deception. If he had done that earlier, that might have been a thing. I feel like if he did like Living Air, this might actually like alter. But he's already broken at this point. We're actually really lucky that he didn't die. With the right castings, this could have been a victory, but this wasn't a battle we were trying to take, obviously, right? So, but some air elementals absolutely would have fucked this up. Would have destroyed this. Alright, that was Sleepy Wolves. We attacked into White Peaks, Little Raiders, 1. We attacked into Scrawl Points, some Liches versus Vampire Lords, and we win. Oh, that works. Oh, Perry? We, the vice versa. Well, not quite vice versa, but we attack with 3 Vampire Lords and do 4 Vampire Lords and lose, of course. Also, bless you. We get hit in Tenera. They have popped onto our fortress. Not really much we can do there. Very large stack. We would definitely need a fair amount of people to come in to try to defeat this. We've already seen Rim Mountains. We attack into Underspring and win. We attack into Assad and win there. We attack into Bell and win. We attack into Pugria and win as well. Although this is kind of close, considering it's only 4 Deathcasters. The fact that these thralls are almost unable to overwhelm them, right, is a little sketchy. But they are. They lose. We lose 100 thralls. Oof. But you can see it's actually a large portion of it. If we watch that again, a large portion of it isn't to the long dead. It's to, he throws out, what does he throw out? Horde of skeletons, invulnerability, Horde of skeletons, cloud of death. He throws out this cloud of death, and this cloud of death just mulches this section of, oh, he does a couple of them. Just mulches this section of the thralls. Just destroys them. So it's actually mostly this lich that does the damage there. That's really interesting. That was Wick Forest. That was Pugria. We get hit in Tyrannia, lose. We attack in Wick Forest and win. We attack in Wood of Many Paths, win. We attack in Gladewood, win. We attack in Olentova, win. And there is a battle in the Fortress of Agartha, which we lose, obviously, because there's barely anything here. No, nothing really doing there. Unexpected events. We lose defense in Titan's Breath Peaks. Unfortunate. We gain Sloth and lose Dominion in White Peaks. So there's a cult there. And then we're under siege in a lot of different places. It's kind of whatever. So that was a mostly successful turn. We went 13-8 against Lanka this turn. And most of it is because we're just counter-raiding. We're just counter-raiding. All of a sudden, all of those liches and vampires that we had, we have the ability to counter-raid in our own lands, and we have the benefits of things like Gift of Health. So we have a pretty decent ability to fight back in this space, but it's not going to be sustained. That's the thing, is Lanka has the impetus now both in landmass, absolutely in gem income, right? But also just in sheer military might. He has just as many immortals as I do, if not more. He has more chaff, etc. So we're going to see an upswing over the next couple turns where we fight back and we take back, take back the Hotlands, etc. But it's gonna be it's not gonna be real victories. It's just gonna be a kind of counter raiding as best we can. This is kind of the talk that or what I talked about before we committed to these big fights in Sleepy Wolds and Javalkish and Grainport, right? Was that he will slowly but surely raid us down. In the long run, he will win. But had I stuck to my guns and just big defense in our area, we would have all of the gem income, and we would be able to slowly but surely turn that. But it is what it is, so we're just going to try to continue countering, be a thorn, and eventually he'll pop 1 or 2 of these forts, and that'll be that. So, see how that goes. I'm not going to go over every single one of these, because most of these movements, like I said, are just counter raiding. We're just counter-raiding back into all of the different territories that we are doing. So I'm going to go over what I consider to be some of the more important pieces. That is, we are moving from Pugria down into Perenna. Lanka has come in and taken most of our northern Agarthan lands, and there's not really much we're going to be able to do about it for now. So we're going to just have to bide our time. Perenna is probably the next best place that we can hold up. And we know specifically some pretty important information about Perenna, and that is that we can get to Perenna very, 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 very easily from our capital. So if he tries to fight us in Perenna, we can do probably a pretty good job of trying to defend that. We're also going to try to use it as a bit of a blood hunting location, but that might go south pretty quick. We've kind of stopped being able to blood hunt, and that's not good. We need to be able to continue to blood hunt, or else we're not going to be able to produce vampires like we need to. So, we're also attacking into Tyrannia with a number of different, number of different vampires and some, thralls, etc., Gudu, right? I don't know if this is going to go well. We can't really see much of what's going on here, so he might throw in a lot of enemies here, or he might bounce, so who knows. This might be a easy victory, this might be a slaughter on our side, might be a slaughter on his side, not sure. We still have Trackless Wastes, but the fort is cracked. I anticipate losing it this turn. We are summoning some Fire Snakes and some Ice Drakes just because... Why not? We've thrown out a bunch of living fire, or we have a bunch of living fire at the ready to, fight. But I do not expect to survive here. I expect to die, and I'm hoping maybe we take out, 100 long dead along with us. Whatever. Easy peasy. We are finally going to be able to attack, or not attack, but move into Hall Woods with the group from Albathria, which means that Hall Woods will be not safe, but significantly more protected than it was, which means that the kind of like weak link is actually down here in Raphabolia. So this is, well, I say Raphabolia. Forest, Realm of Silence, I don't know. Probably Realm of Silence is still the weaker link, because Realm of Silence is... I say that. So this is Lanka's heartland, right? Lanka's over here. Realm of Silence is probably the closest. Raphabolia and Realm of Silence are the closest. So, I'm not sure. Raphabolia has more of a mage core, but it has less of a standing army. But I think some of that standing army is more elite, I guess. Whereas up here, I guess we have a fair number of Kusarikus and Kidnids. So I don't know. Maybe I'm talking shit. Either of these two locations, I think, are kind of out in the open now. And part of what we're going to be planning to do over the next couple turns is trying to raid in those directions. And one, we're going to try to get some income so we can kind of try to buy back stuff. But two, we're also trying to get gem income so that we can start summoning things. And we're going to have to be a little risky with Astral Corruption. Fingers crossed. Other things that we're doing. Ritual casting. We are continuing to cast Liches here in every chance that we get. We are continuing to do Curse of Blood in Silverfangs every chance we get. And we're doing a bunch of Endless Bags of Wine. 9 Endless Bags of Wine. Why are we doing so many Endless Bags of Wine? Though, because most of our Endless Bags of Wine that we were using in things like Javal Kish or Sleepy Wolds or over in Grainport are gone now. So we don't have that flexibility. And then we have places like Titan's Breath that is way over supply usage. We're going to have places like Perenna that are going to be way over supply usage. Probably going to have Hall Woods way over supply usage. Very, very close or very soon. Silver Fangs, way over supply usage. So we're going to try to get those under supply usage so we're not constantly spawning in a shit ton of diseases, etc., etc., or just starving in our own locations, because if we're starving in our own locations, that's morale issues that we have in our own locations, and we know Lanka has every ability to do things like Wailing Winds and Blood of Rain, Blood of rain. Rain of blood. Oof. So we want to try to fix those problems. We're also doing some earth boots, and over the course of the next couple turns, I'm going to be taking a look at my inventory and really trying to min-max what it is I need to accomplish with the gems that I'm going to be able to have. What gems are worth, who is worth sacrificing, right? Like how many Enkidu shamans do I need? How many earth gurus do I need, etc., etc., right? Who can I throw to the what? Can I start? Is it worthwhile to start trying to do some more corpse constructs again, etc., etc.? So we're going to try to figure out a lot of that over the course of the next several turns, but most of the next several turns are just going to be raiding and counter-raiding and seeing how things go. So, fingers crossed. See how it goes. That's going to be it for the turn. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.